Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be seeing about the what are the engineering materials used and how it is classified. So for any operation to be done, anything to be done, we need some material. If manufacturing itself, it is based on the materials. Without materials, what manufacturing will be doing? Nothing. So in order to do anything, in order to construct anything, in order to develop any product, we need some type of materials. So this engineering materials, it refers to a group of material that are used in the construction of a man-made structures and components. The primary function of an engineering material is to withstand applied load without breaking and without exhibiting excessive deflection. The major classifications of engineering materials includes polymers, ceramics and the composites. So we shall start with the first one, metals. Metals are the most commonly used class of engineering material. Metal alloys are especially common and they are formed by combining metal with one or more metallic or non-metallic materials. The combination usually occurs through a process of melting, mixing and cooling. The goal of alloying is to improve the properties of the base material in some desirable way. The metal alloy compositions are described in the terms of the percentage of various elements in the alloy, where the percentage are measured by weight. Cast iron. Cast iron is a ferrous alloy containing high level of carbon, generally greater than 2%. The carbon present in the cast iron can take in the form of graphite or carbide. Cast irons have a low melting temperature which makes them well suited to doing casting. Grey cast iron, it's the most common type. It is also a toughest material. It can withstand more temperature, more pressure. The carbon is in the form of a graphite flakes. Grey cast iron is a brittle material and its compressive strength is much higher than its tensile strength. The fracture surface of a grey cast iron has a grey color, which is how it got its name. The next one is ductile cast iron or a nodular cast iron. The addition of magnesium to grey cast iron improves the ductility of the material. The resulting material is called as the nodular cast iron because the magnesium causes the graphite flakes to form its spherical nodules. It is also called as ductile cast iron. Nodular cast iron has a good strength, ductility and machinability. Common uses include crankshafts, gears, pump bodies, valves and machine parts. White cast iron, which has a carbon in the form of carbide, which makes the material hard, brittle and difficult to machine. White cast iron is primarily used for wear resisting components as well as for the production of malleable cast iron. And the malleable cast iron is produced by heating the white cast iron. The heat treatment improves the ductility of the material while maintaining its strength. Tool steel. Tool steels are primarily used to make tooling for use in manufacturing. For example, cutting tools, drill bits, punches, dies and chisels. Alloying elements are typically chosen to optimize the hardness, wear resistance and toughness. So the next one is a high speed steels. High speed steels or HSS are so named because they are developed to machine at a higher speed than carbon steels. High speed steel is a highly alloyed tool steel capable of maintaining hardness at a elevated temperature better than carbon and low steel alloys. Its good hot hardness permits the tools made up of HSS to be used at a higher cutting speeds compared with the other tool materials at the same time of its development. It was truly deserving the name high speed. A wide variety of high speed steels are available, but they are designated into two basic categories. One is tungsten based high speed steel and a molybdenum type designated M grades of AISI. So tungsten type HSS, it contains tungsten as its principal alloying ingredient. Additional alloying elements are chromium and vanadium. One of the original and best known HSS grade is T1 or 1841, where high speed steel containing 18% tungsten, 4% chromium and 1% vanadium. And the next one is molybdenum HSS, which contains molybdenum as a main constituent. Additional along with that there will be some cobalt in order to enhance the hot hardness of the cores. High speed steel contains carbon, the element common to all steels. Next is the stainless steel. So stainless steel have good corrosion resistance, mostly due to the addition of chromium as an alloying ingredient. Stainless steel have a chromium composition of at least 11%. Passivation occurs with chromium content of about 12%, in which case of a protective inert film of chromic oxide form over the material and prevents oxidation. The corrosion resistance of a stainless steel is a result of this passivation. The table below shows the typical compositions of a stainless steel. So carbon, austenitic, ferritic and martensitic. So it contains about a 0.03 to 0.25 percentage, 0.08 to 2 like this. So there are different materials that are containing the different compositions of the stainless steel. The next one is the copper alloys. Copper alloys are generally characterized as being electrically conductive, having good corrosion resistance and being relatively easy to form cast. While they are useful engineering material, copper alloys are also very attractive and commonly used in decorative applications. Brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc in proportions which can be varied to achieve varying mechanical and electrical properties. It is a substitutional alloy. Atoms of the two constituents may replace each other within the same crystal structure. And the next is aluminium alloys. Pure aluminium is soft and weak, but it can be alloyed to increase the strength. Pure aluminium has a good corrosion resistance due to an oxide coating that forms over the material and prevents oxidation. Alloying the aluminium tends to reduce its corrosion resistance. Aluminium is widely used material, particularly in the aerospace industries, due to its lightweight corrosion resistance, despite the fact that aluminium alloys are generally not as strong as the steel. They nevertheless have a good strength to weight ratio. So these are about the some of the engineering materials that are used in the that is used for the manufacturing process or for any construction of a or a component. Thank you.